Hello again and welcome back to section 2. So in the previous slide we've dealt with melatonin, our sleep hormone. In this slide we're dealing with serotonin, our happy hormone. Now it's not technically a hormone though, it's actually a neurotransmitter. So we did talk about the difference between the two. So hormones travel through the blood, slower acting, where neurotransmitters travel through the central nervous system. They're emitted by the brain as an electrical impulse, which is exactly how serotonin works. So just like melatonin, serotonin has other roles and functions within the body. But firstly, it's called a happy hormone for a reason. It does actually stabilise and boost our mood. The blood also stores serotonin in our platelets, which helps stop bleeding and heals wounds. Also, on some days it might be handy to know that serotonin is good for controlling healthy bowel movements as well. It's also heavily involved in the control of our sexual functions, which does make sense when you consider that some medications can affect serotonin levels, which might lead to sexual side effects. That could be important to know if you're on that sort of medication. So because it's called a happy hormone, if it's depleted, we're going to be the opposite, obviously. We're going to be sad and we're going to be depressed. So what are the reasons for low serotonin levels within the body? Well, we might not be making enough. We get it from our food because the body can't make it naturally, and we'll deal with that later on in the slide. A lack of exposure to natural light and a lack of exercise can also affect serotonin levels. But I think the number one killer for serotonin is chronic stress. If you're suffering from chronic stress, your serotonin levels sometimes will be through the floor, but they will definitely be depleted. Eating trans fats is another big killer of serotonin. So trans fats, they cause inflammation within the body, which also prevents the production of omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fatty acids are our brain food. They improve our brain function and improve our mental health. So by eating trans fats, we prevent the production of these fatty acids. So we now know that a lack of exercise, a lack of exposure to natural light and eating the wrong foods can affect serotonin levels. But what can we do to boost these levels then? So the body can't make it directly. It needs something called tryptophan. Now we'll cover that in the next section. So to get tryptophan, we need to eat certain foods. So what are those? So the best sources are things like eggs, turkey, chicken, pumpkin seeds, oats, brown rice, beef and pork. So what happens is when you eat these foods, tryptophan converts to serotonin in the gut. So therefore, if you eat the right foods, you're obviously going to boost your serotonin levels. So that covers serotonin on this side in this section. I hope you found that interesting. Like I say, the next slide, because they're heavily linked, we're going to deal with tryptophan. So thank you for listening again. Please revert back to your workbook and your assessment sheets, and I'll catch you on the next slide. Bye bye for now.